Я из Болгарии, и поэтому я очень с большим энтузиазмом смотрю на роль в Восточной Европе, в аутсорсинге. Немножко расскажу о контексте. Мы поговорим о текущей ситуации на рынке, как сейчас она развивается, какова она сейчас, где находится Восточная Европа на рынке аутсорсинга, преимущества Восточной Европы по сравнению с нашими конкурентами, и расскажу о тенденциях развития рынка в будущем. На самом деле это мое видение, вам не обязательно его разделять. Если у вас есть другое мнение, отлично, пожалуйста, подходите после этого, делитесь своим мнением, давайте что-нибудь обсудим вечером за бокалом вина или другого напитка. Итак, все знают, что такое аутсорсинг. То есть это делегирование часть вашего бизнес-процесса, операции или бизнеса во внешнем компании. Например, вы хотите сфокусироваться на основном бизнесе, вы не хотите делать бухгалтерские услуги, потому что вам нужно заниматься, например, девелопментом. И вы найдете кого-то другого, что для вас это будет делать. Это не ново. Даже римляне 2000 лет назад, они сбор налогов имели на аутсорсе. Конечно же, они получали сами эти доходы, но это давний процесс, и в течение многих лет многие компании много что делали. Например, 40 лет назад производство начало в Мексике проводить или какие-то операции в Вьетнаме. Когда я несколько лет назад приезжал в США, и я участвовал в проекте по разработке софта. Я хотел Рибок купить, и Nike, футболки я посмотрел на этикетки, сделаны во Вьетнаме, кроссовки в Мексике. Все уже производилось из-за более дешевого рабочего труда в других странах. Одна из причин – это сокращение затрат. Конечно же, люди хотят сконцентрироваться на ключевом, на основном бизнесе, и на вторичные услуги отдают на аутсорс. Можно задавать вопрос, что можно иметь на аутсорсе? Все, что угодно. В реальности вы не хотите все выводить на аутсорс, потому что представьте себе, например, Министерство обороны какие-нибудь услуги закупает у ИЗИ. Я не думаю, что это произойдет никогда. Правильно, никогда. Но если мы говорим в общем о разработке софта и IT, то это можно иметь и на аутсорсе. Есть три типа аутсорсинга: офшоринг, оншоринг и иншоринг. Офшоринг – это когда вы получаете услуги из другой страны. Здесь много рисков, языковой барьер, культурные различия, разные временные зоны, временные пояса. Например, если вы во Франции хотите услуги получать из Китая, это немножечко проблематично, потому что нужно адаптировать ваши рабочие часы для того, чтобы вы могли коммуницировать, общаться с людьми из другой части света. Оншоринг – это из одной страны. Аутсорсинг, то есть, например, компания из Великобритании закупает процесс у другой компании из той же страны. Здесь вы имеете преимущества какие-то, но это не касается низких заработных плат, потому что она та же самая. Но я сегодня хочу проговорить о аутсорсинге из ближайших стран, например, Германия и из Польши получают услуги. Это неошоринг, то есть получение услуг из ближайших стран, из соседних стран. Причины аутсорсинга обычно это затраты. Это один из самых важных факторов. Сейчас мы поговорим о трендах, мы сделаем там позже. Сейчас все не так выглядит, но все началось именно со снижения затрат. Таланты. Это то, что также очень важно, потому что люди хотят иметь доступ к пулам талантов. У вас есть в офисе проектные менеджеры, у вас есть сотрудники, но вам нужны другие еще таланты. Может быть, какие-то внутренние ресурсы, которые вы хотите высвободить для того, чтобы сконцентрироваться на основном бизнесе. Я приведу еще примеры. Аутсорсинг начался в 90-х годах, когда были вот проблемные года, около 2000 года. Многие проекты по разным причинам были неуспешны. Аутсорсинг, хорош или плох, было много обсуждений на эту тему. И исследователи говорят, что есть три причины, когда это может быть неуспешно. Первое, если вы работу не четко описываете, то есть не делаете четкое описание, то у вас будут проблемы. Неважно, как вы делаете все остальное. Бывает плохой менеджмент, нет метрик, и вы не знаете, хорошо ли дела у партнера. Но если у вас нет спецификаций, то все пойдет прахом. Вот здесь примеры больших фиаско. Посмотрите на эти цифры. $500 миллиарда фунтов стерлингов. Это размер убытков.
Forrester research says that there are three main reasons for failure, and one of them is not specifying very well. If you don't specify the work you have to do, you're in a deep trouble. So, as they say, no matter what how the rest is done, well, you have also issues with poor management, with no collecting metrics, so you don't really know your partner is doing well or not. But if you don't have the specification in place, you're dead. Some big fiascos, I'm just giving you examples of huge failures. Look at this number, 12 billion pounds failure. And that's the death of Bulgaria, you know, at the moment. $4 billion. And usually, you see these government structures that are doing these big mistakes and take on huge projects. What about the last one? 200 million for a website. It didn't even go live at all. They just spent 200 million for nothing. So that's what I'm saying. When you talk about outsourcing, people are a bit hesitant because there is lots of failed projects during the years. And look at the years as well. It's not that far in the past. 2011, 2012, 2014 even. Some people didn't get the message during the years, I guess. But of course, it's not all doom and gloom. We have some successes, yeah? Lots of good companies were created and developed based on outsourcing. So we have Skype, $4.5 billion sold to Microsoft. Where was it developed? Estonia, right? I think it was in Estonia, yeah? In Thailand. Slack, $2 billion company. You know some of them. Some of them have been started as open source tools, but then they became MySQL, for example, GitHub, you know, some Basecamp as well. They've started as open source initiatives, but they developed later on, but they still dependent on outsourcing development. So it's really the way you do it. It's important to have control on the things, to don't lose the management side, because that's also one of the huge issues with the outsourcing when you lose your control. And some other very good examples. So there is a light in the tunnel, let's say, Adele. Outsourcing market at the moment. This is a very interesting slide. I'm using the same document as Mr. Bertrand because it comes from Capgemini, the company he is involved. But it's very important to see the first thing, internal testing. Check what's going on through the years. It's going down. Only 30% at the moment say they're going to do their projects internally. 30% only. And this is for to 14 to 15. It will be even better this year. Well, better for the outsourcing companies, of course. Internal testing is going down. The world is very distributed now. You don't need the internal team so much as before. So this is a A.T. Kearney rank list, let's say, of the locations in the world where the best outsourcing is. Of course, on the first place, India, China, Mexico, global players, millions and millions of IT people. Yeah. Well, I just want to show you, because we talk about Eastern Europe, right? Where are we? Yeah, it's not bad. In the first 2023, we have 7 Eastern European countries. Yeah, we have Romania, Bulgaria, Poland, Lithuania, Russia, Estonia. Belarus, you asking me where Belarus is? Okay. So I'm gonna give you a few examples, mainly about these 2 companies, because I know you know your market better than me. If you talk about Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, it's not me to talk to you. You have to talk to me because you know it better. That's why I'm going to give you a few examples on the marketplace on Eastern Europe that are countries not, let's say, Russian-speaking. So, but back to the nearshoring thing. If you look at this research from Ernst & Young, these are the 8 biggest markets in Europe. What do they say about outsourcing? Yeah? Obviously, because the yellow color is nearshore, obviously they prefer to do nearshoring with European companies than going to India, going to China. Except UK, because for other reasons. They have a strong relation with India, you know, for legacy reasons, and but for the rest, everybody wants to go near shore. Everybody wants to go near shore. Where in Europe you can go near shore? These are the top 10 cities in Europe that do outsourcing. Yeah. A part of Dublin, which is Ireland, and Belfast, which is Northern Ireland. The rest is us. Yeah? Czech Republic, Poland, Romania, Russia, Slovakia, all of us are here. So that's what I'm talking about. I just want to make the differentiation between India and China on one side and Eastern Europe on a different side, because I really think there is a big future in our countries here when it comes to outsourcing and when it comes to IT in general. So I promised a few examples. Poland, moving up in the rank list rapidly for the last 5 years, from number 38 to number 11 in the rank list. Top 10 location, Krakow, number 1 in Europe. Huge IT. Of course, everything is based on a lot of educational systems. You know, they have a lot of institutions, universities, colleges that do a lot of IT, and that's one of the reasons they have such a big resource pool. The IT business doubled for the last 5 years, doubled. You know, we had crises, we had everything. Industry goes 2%, 3% growth. IT goes double, triple numbers growth. Yeah, multilingual. They have a border with Germany. Lots of people speak German. It's a big advantage to the market. It's also very easy to go and back and forth. They have still, you know, because obviously the prices in Eastern Europe are not the prices in India. Our salaries are much higher, and cost of living is higher than India. But still, comparing to, let's say, France, the salaries and the expenses are a few times cheaper than the Western Europe. And they have the potential to become a global player on the market. Global means covering the whole world. It's not just Western Europe. It's United States. It's more markets. Another example, Bulgaria, of course, you know. We won the award for the best destination for 2015. It was given by the European Outsourcing Association. In top 10 for 2015, best locations for outsourcing. Growth on the outsourcing in terms of revenues, 500%. Can you imagine? This is becoming the biggest industry after tourism. Yeah? In terms of employees, 330% growth. The universities cannot produce so many people. You know, we just need more and more. It's going crazy. And that's only from 2010 to now. It's 5 years. Nothing. Of course, infrastructure is very important when it comes to outsourcing. So we can say, okay, we have one of the fastest internet, one of the top 5, let's say, in terms of certified people. I know Russia is also very good in this. I think you are on the first or on the second place in the world, even better. And cost. I mean, cost is still important. Don't get me wrong. Money is money. Low taxes, lower salaries comparing to other countries. Corporate tax in Bulgaria, 10%. Made because of IT. 10%. In Holland, 38%. If we want to start business, I'm sorry, but I'm not paying these taxes in Holland. Yeah? So, what are our advantages? Let's say, thank you, comparing to the other countries. It's not about money anymore. When all this outsourcing started, it was like 15, 20 years ago. It was about money, money. Indian people, they're very cheap. We can produce 10 times more than in another country, from Western countries, let's say, or United States. This is not the case anymore. 10 years ago was one thing. We didn't have Facebook 10 years ago. We didn't have iPhone 10 years ago. We didn't have 3D printers. Mobile at all. So the world has changed completely in 10 years. So the advantages that India had back then are no longer valid. Why are we better than India and China? Of course we're better, right? Education. Eastern countries have based their educational systems on Western model, which is based more on theory and philosophy. It triggers creative thinking. People become more and more creative. Indian system, for example, is based on the British style of education. And British style of education is more practical oriented. People are learned to follow plans. So you have a detailed plan, you execute task by task, you're very good in this. But when it comes to initiative and creation, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask, is there anybody from India here? Because I'm saying some bad things, eh? Okay. When it comes to creation, that's not the strong side, you know. That's why I said in the beginning, you have to have a very strong management. Otherwise, your project is done. It's not the same with Europe, and especially European, Eastern European. Low cost, still, again, it's not comparable, but it's the difference between Eastern Europe and India is not that big anymore because of the big demand in India. The salaries there also went up, and people change companies. That's one of the other advantages that we have, I'm going to mention later, but they change companies for $100. They go over the street to another company. Attrition rates, sky high. Technical skills. We have the best programmers here, right? We know everything, best skills in Linux, best skills in Windows world, whatever you say, mobile, it's no problem. You can get your talent that you need so much. Yeah? Languages. India speaks English. We speak everything. French, German, Italian, Romania, you know, their language is very similar to Italian. You can speak French with them, you can speak Italian with them, it's no problem. German, yeah. I mean, many countries have, you know, border with Germany. In Romania, you have a whole society, community there called Transylvania, where they're just a German origin. So German language is not a problem. Infrastructure, that's clear. We have better infrastructure. I was in India a few years ago, thank you. And power outages every hour. You cannot survive like this. You're in the middle of email, power outage. You know. We engage more with the business model of the client. We're better. Because if you're a smaller company, you want to have some outsourcing partner, you go to India, they don't pay attention to you because you're small. You say, I need a team of 10 testers. They said, if you don't order 50 seats, they call them seats, they don't even count them as people, you know. It's not for us. You are priority number 3 or 4. Anyway, more. We don't have the yes, sir attitude, you know. It's very difficult for an Indian person to say no to you. It's a cultural thing. It's totally different. You ask him, can you do this? You know it's a task for 10 days. And you just check with him and say, can you do this for 1 day? Yes, sir. You know he cannot. But that's the way it is, you know, it's just culture. VAT system also, it's a common thing for Europe. Well, at least for the countries that are European Union. SME demand, small and medium and enterprise companies, they want to have more. And they want to have access to this pool as well. So that's about the picture at the moment. I just want to share my vision with you about future trends. First, this year, at the end of this year, we're expecting to have 250,000 people shortage on the market in Europe. And we're counting only the big markets, 6 markets. We don't even talk about the United States. It's probably another 250,000. So 500,000 people, not enough on the market. Where are we going to get this from? Eastern Europe, we come here. Outsourcing becomes strategic. It's not about cost anymore. You need quality. You really need quality. Many years ago, or even now, if you think about all these products that, let's say, Microsoft ships, and they know they have bugs inside. And they told you they have bugs inside. They're going to fix it one day. Well, today, you download an app on your phone. If it doesn't work quick enough, if it doesn't do what you want, what do? Delete. No compromises with quality anymore. You need it. Time to market. You want to ship your applications twice a month with a certain level of quality. You know, things have changed. The world is different. So that's why I'm saying, because of the simple tasks that the India and China market can do, there is a lot of tasks coming back because they need creativity, and its expectation is that the offshoring is going down. But they are not stupid. Yeah? They see the trend. What they do, they're coming to us. They come to Europe. Wipro. I'm just giving you a few examples. 500 FTEs in Nordics. They say they're going to have, in 3 years, 4,000 people, staff. And this is not Indians. These are Western European people, Eastern European people, working for them. They're not Indian company anymore. Yeah? The markets I have more time to see. Opened office in Bulgaria this year with the claim to be 1,000 people before the end of 2015. Opened also in Romania. Same with SoftServe. They're already present there. EPAM also opened office in Bulgaria, Romania, and some other countries. I heard also in Poland. And massive attack on the marketing and sales market because of the trends. Another trend, freelancing. Yeah? Outsourcing is interesting, but now with freelancing, things really can get global because your physical location is absolutely irrelevant anymore. It doesn't really matter if you're in Pakistan or in Canada. Yeah? And this gives advantage to the small and medium enterprise companies that want this access to the pool. They don't have to prepare big, long-term, 160 pages contracts. They don't have to write 500 pages specifications. They need some small thing to be done today. Go to the website. I'll give you an example. Elance, 5 million subscribers, most of them from Russia and Ukraine. Huge. More than India, China, and Mexico together. Yeah? Just one website. There's many more like that. Some trends in testing. Budgets for testing go up. If you are worried about your job, don't be worried. You will be testing until the end of the world. Yeah? Expectation for 2000, oops, sorry. Where did I go? Expectation for 2018, 40%. That's impressive. Used to be 10 years ago, even less sometimes. Testing is really becoming a very important thing. SMAC, another trend. You know what SMAC is? Social, media, no, social, mobile, analytics, and cloud. If you go to the United States now, they'll tell you, every company wants to be on the cloud, no exceptions. Mobile. Expectation for 2017 is to be the market of internet usage will be 70% of our mobiles. So if you don't have your mobile application yet, you better start now, because you're going to be late on the market. You know all about this digital transformation that is going on the world now. This is it. I mean, you have to also Internet of Things. You have 6 billion devices now, but the expectation was to be 30 billion devices in 2018. Can you imagine 30 billion devices connected to each other? And not only cars, it's also houses, roads, infrastructure. Everything is going to work for you. Yeah? You decide to wake up 7 o'clock, you put your clock to wake up at 7, but then your clock checks the traffic and sees there's a lot of traffic and wakes you up at 6:30. And you want to break it, but you know, he takes care of you, so you're not late for your job. Agile, another big thing. That's a bit weak for testing, because we still, you see, 60% still say there is not good enough strategy for agile testing. And this is true. But it's moving. It's good. Automation. You do want to deliver your application twice a month, yeah? You want to do continuous delivery, continuous integration. You can't do it without automated. So if people think companies don't invest in test automation, they are wrong. 40% here, 40% in the near future. So test automation is the future. Without test automation, cannot deliver the right quality. Yeah. Another slide that is very important. I put it, and it's not because I am independent testing provider as a company, but what I see happening is that more and more people need independent party just for acceptance testing. You have your client, you have the software developer company that produces the software for the client, but they need somebody to defend their interest, and they usually don't have experienced testers that they don't have a team that can do the actual acceptance, no matter how good the specification is. So what they prefer, in order to avoid future low cases in the court and stuff, they prefer to hire somebody as an independent contractor. I have a company running in Bulgaria in software testing. For the last 3 years, we got 5 clients coming back from India, stopping all the operations, asking explicitly for acceptance testing between the client and the software developer part. Because you're not forced to finish it quickly, and you're not hesitant to find more bugs. You're independent. You don't care what the project manager will say, because you don't report to him. You're independent. And the last thing that is also very important, when we talk about outsourcing, when we talk about Eastern Europe, get certified. Follow standards. You have to demonstrate a baseline of your skills. What is better than the baseline like international standards? Yeah. Also on tenders, you want to be provider for Deutsche Bank. Yeah, they have these standards in the requirement for the tender, whether it's TMMI, SPICE, ISTQB for professional expertise, yeah, or some others. They do have them in the tender. So thank you. That's my last slide, actually. So good timing, yeah. ISTQB, I'm also involved in ISTQB. And of course, you cannot say I'm objective completely, but 500,000 people certified, 500,000. There are only 2 certification programs in the world, bigger numbers than that. One is ITIL, 1.2 million, and the other one is PMMI, project management. This is the 3rd certification program, biggest one in the world. Competitors, the next one is 30,000. 500,000, 30. I'm not going to say competitor. So this is de facto the standard for software testing. You can say everything you want, but this is de facto standard. And we're also not standing still. Agile is already out for 2 years. If you haven't checked it, take a look. It's a good base. It's a foundation level, and now we're developing advanced level and in different directions. So it's going to be interesting. This year, we're going to have security and test automation. It's already in beta. It's going to be shipped, I guess, in the middle of the year. Talk about mobile. We talk about usability. These are, according to the survey that we did in the last few years, the most hot topics in the world at the moment. So that's about it. My goal was to make you excited about living in this region. You know, it's a great future that I see, and I think it's really exciting time to be a tester in Eastern Europe. That's what I think. Thank you.